Let's imagine you're an international student and you've started to study at a university in the UK. You arrive, you realise you don't even know what side of the campus to walk on. You hear laughter in groups and you feel the English you're listening to is an English you'd never been taught. Not the words, but the small talk, the rules, the non-verbal communication that's going on amongst other students. And you seem to be isolated from the rest. You're not alone, feeling invisible in a sea of students. It's happened to me many times. If you're an international student in the UK and this hits home, feelings of loneliness, isolation, homesickness, well, just stay with me for the next 5 minutes and I'll try and teach you a few things. I want to normalize that fear into 3 simple steps, things you can do to feel less lost and far more connected. Even if you're quiet, maybe an introvert, or the culture feels very strange to you. Moving countries is far more than changing addresses. And I know because I've moved 4 times. I did 4 degrees in the UK, 1 as a UK national, and then 3 as an international student because I'd moved away. The difficulty moving abroad can be the little things, the scaffolding we hold on to, like knowing friends, knowing the language as our native language, knowing who to smile to and who to avoid, knowing what shops we like, which ones we hate, having our favourite coffee shops. Suddenly, you've abandoned those, you've left them behind. And in the UK, that feeling can be amplified by what we call cultural codes, the cold weather, and a very different student culture to countries like China, Japan, South Korea. If you're an introvert, the pressure to join in can feel immense. It's like a demand to change who you really are. That's exhausting, at least it was for me, and it's okay to feel tired because of it. So here's a few practical, low-effort actions you can do to fit in and create a more enjoyable life for yourself. Tip number 1, the micro connections. You do not need to attend big parties unless you're very sociable and you love the party life. I hated party life. I'm a natural introvert. Instead, you do need to fit in, so aim for 1 tiny interaction every day. Ask a fellow student for advice, maybe on the last assignment, advice on where to go shopping, advice on where to socialise. In a university campus, most of the students are going to be very friendly. Compliment someone on their notebook maybe. Say hi to a barista, especially if he's remembered your name from yesterday. And some coffee shops in the UK, like Starbucks, they do use your name for the orders, first name. I like that actually. Small repeated contacts, they build familiarity. And at the end of the day, that's how friendships start. So get out, build a few friends, tiny little steps. And if you're an introvert, have a little, like a crutch with you, something like a newspaper, some of your books, a mobile phone, so you can look down at that if you're too scared, too shy, or you simply don't like having to interact with too many people. I use my mobile phone all the time, and the advantage if you're at university, you can be writing essays, reading books, everybody's expecting it. Another tip, carve yourself a weekly routine, even a daily routine. Give yourself a couple of anchors, either each week, each day. They could be a regular study spot, a regular coffee spot, maybe a small social ritual each week, like attending a meeting, joining a university social group, a weekly walk, a language exchange. This type of routine, it's going to give your days shape. It's going to reduce the mental drain of constant decision making. I find at universities, your professors, your lecturers, your teachers, they're very good at their topic, but they don't fully understand what it's like to be an international student so far away from home. And by understand, I mean the emotions, the loneliness, the cultural differences, the political differences, maybe the religious differences. That's something you've got to deal with yourself. But there are lots of people who can help you as long as you start building a small network of friends just like you. And by that, I don't mean just friends from your own country. If you're from China, for instance, there's a huge number of Chinese students in the UK. But make sure you also build friendships with people from the United Kingdom or other countries that are fairly close. And the third tip, translate this loneliness into curiosity. When you feel alone, try to treat it as data, a little bit of research. What would make life easier for you today, right now? Maybe a short call home, a class where you can ask a question. Use small experiments like this. Don't do something on a grand scale where you have huge expectations. If you're not very good at approaching people, or you don't know what to say when they approach you, just introducing yourself. Hello, I'm Marcus. I live in Southeast Asia. It's a very easy way of starting a conversation, especially in a university campus where most people are going to respond. Maybe say, is this your first term? Most people are flattered to be asked. It's also a very low risk way of introducing yourself. For classes, after the seminar, after the lecture, you could always ask another student a question such as, the point about X, Could you explain it to me again? I didn't quite understand it. That starts a conversation, and you don't need to be the loudest in the room to do that. When I lived in Spain, if I was waiting for a bus, I'd ask the nearest person, what time does the bus arrive? I already knew the answer. I was just trying to practice my Spanish and make a few friends. If you're confused by the policies of the university campus, or something there feels unsafe, find the campus support, student support team. Could be your international office, student union, faith groups, or counselling service. And remember, asking for help is a strategy. It's a courageous thing to do. It's definitely not a weakness. I think I went through most of my life not having the courage to ask for help. So anything went wrong, I dealt with it myself. In retrospect, after many, many years, I realized I should not have done that. And actually, if you ask for help, most people love it because you've chosen them to ask them for support. They feel important. Don't forget, you've traveled maybe around the world to come to the UK to study. Don't be invisible. Be seen, be heard. Small, patient steps, all it takes for you to feel completely different. Just do it one micro connection at a time. If this was helpful, you can subscribe for more tips. You can also phone me on Zoom. There's a link below. Do a 15-minute call completely free of charge. So hope to hear from you. Any problems you have, share them in the comments, because if you're having a problem, you can guarantee there are many other students with the same issue right now. So I'd love to hear from you. Have a great day.